Welcome back to Zelda Speed Runs. We have for you another race from the Zelda 2 Randomizer Max Rando Tournament, a Swiss round 3 matchup between traiLZ and Patrick. I am VT Slacker, I'll be one of your trackers along with Tomotalk, and I'll pass it over to our commentator for this race, Nightcrawler. Take it away.
What's up, everybody? First time commenting on this tournament, so it's good to get in here, especially when we got traiLZ and Patrick together, two very experienced racers. Yeah, I guess we are gonna see what's going on in just a second. They are waiting for the go signal right now. "25 seconds. Here we go." And hey, Alan, what's up? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just about to pull that up. Thanks, Alan. Yeah, so a 2-0 match. traiLZ is got the 2. All right, so starting with fire, candle, upstab, the medicine, and the recorder. It's a good thing that Patrick opened his menu too. There's some custom icons on traiLZ's side because he is using, I believe that's the Alucard sprite. Yeah. Alright, we got some tough encounters, but of course, traiLZ being traiLZ, he took care of it. Also doesn't hurt that they started out with 7 heart containers. Hey, how's it going, Artemis? I appreciate it. Hopefully I don't let you down there. That's gotta be the magic key that traiLZ just picked up. So that already opens up the palaces as go-inable, in logic at this point. Water from the river? Okay. Cool. Oh, the one that you normally get the fountain? So yeah, but they can go to the fountain and pull, like, the child out of the fountain. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, it's kind of weird that, like, the mirror and the water are, like, considered items. You never really see them in the base game. Yeah, this overhead, this particular West Hyrule map is a little messy right now. You get that with the dried biomes a lot of the time. Sorry, the dried canyon biomes. But at least everything's really nice and accessible for them. I don't think they've tested fire yet. They're probably going to try to get their magic up to the point where they can test it, see what that is, because that could be a pretty big boon, depending on what it is. Oh! Dancing on top of that sword blade right there. Patrick almost stepped on it. Not that it would have mattered, he has, 7 containers. However, in this cave, against the red diary here, you can't take too many hits from his axes. Only 70 experience, so not really good for grinding or anything like that. Red Diary is a little disappointing in that respect. Stibbity stab! Oh, it's just a free life. Man, yeah, you might as well just leave it on the ground. It might be more useful later. That's what traiLZ is thinking. Probably not, though. It's probably never going to be useful. It's probably... And of course, an enemy just randomly drops the same item that you get at the end of the cave. Okay, cool. That's a very special treasure right there. It's like, I don't know, if you went to McDonald's in 1994 and you got, like, the Power Rangers, like, transformation badge or whatever it's called, and then you go outside and all the other kids have that, with a coin in it and everything. Alright, traiLZ just picked up something. I think the child? I should really memorize these. What'd you miss? Pretty generous starting conditions. At least in terms of survivability. Jumptown, okay, Okay, so traiLZ doesn't want to find out yet. Okay, so the child is at the end of this cave, this heart container cave. So unfortunately, we're not going to find the child, the dead child's body underneath the fountain today, which is kind of a bummer for me, because that would have been gruesome, but, you know, we've already got a half vampire in here. Dampier. Dampier's a half vampire, right? 1 gem. You know, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Okay, you know what? When it's 1 gem, it does make me wonder, like... Oh! Okay, so it's Firelink Life. That's a little unfortunate. Alright. 1 gem required. That means only 1 free level. So... I mean, traiLZ isn't going to worry about levels, and considering how many starting resources they have... I think that's fine. Nice, I got it. I'm not really the sparkly Twilight, you know, sort of guy. Oh, we got Fairy here. And traiLZ about to pick it up too. I wonder if it's Dampier? That's the way I pronounce it, but it could be Dampire, right? That would make sense, but then it just sounds way too close to Vampire. I'll have to ask one next time I see him. Why does Link walk like he's about to shoot himself? Well, let me take a quick look. Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he? He's got places to be. Isn't Alucard just Vampire Hunter D? Oh. Are you not aware of the Castlevania series, perhaps? Do you like to play Castlevania? Alright, traiLZ got another custom item. Huh. There's so many custom items on this one. Alright guys, I'm gonna start a war in chat. Okay, do you like the Symphony of the Night Castlevania games or the classic Castlevania games better? I like the classic Castlevania games better. Yep, that's right. Okay, that was boots then. That thing that traiLZ picked up was the boots. I'm gonna have to get a cheat sheet for these, like, saved on my computer. Yeah, it is kind of weird to call it Metroidvanias because, like, Metroid did it, you're right, like 10 years before Satan. So... the crazy thing is how little 10 years feels now, but when... At the time, it felt like so much, right? It felt like so long. And oh yeah, I can see that. I picked up a Metroidvania from my last X, believe it or not. It's embarrassing, I don't want to talk about it, but apparently there's no cure. Reflect Town? Yeah, you don't really need that. If it's a 1-gemmer, you really don't need to pick up Reflect. I mean, it can be helpful, but it's probably not worth the time investment for, you know, players that are capable of you know, really good combat like this. And traiLZ is jumping into a dungeon. Pretty brave, considering, you know, no glove yet. We have a lot of exploration to do still, and that's a chance to increase your level to make the palace go faster. And also to get more experience out of the gem. However, traiLZ is the type of player that just kind of goes into a palace as soon as he gets to him, and it works out for sure because traiLZ is like what, tied for player number 1 with maybe one other player right now. I'm sure there's. I think traiLZ actually is number 1 by points. Yeah, Castlevania 2 is a little bit later, but I feel like I don't know. I mean, that's. But everyone ignores Castlevania 2 when they talk about Metroidvanias, And there were also other games that came out in that year, probably like Fex Xanadu, right? Weren't there a few games in that Fex Xanadu series in Japan? But it's kind of wild to think about, like, just how... oh, there we got religion. traiLZ has found religion. Not the most useful thing in this game, but... Yeah, games changed so much between, like, 85 and 90. There's so many changes happening so rapidly. It's kind of crazy. I love looking at games that were made back then. Very unique, very interesting takes on the fundamentals of gaming. And you had, like, Tower of Duraga, which I haven't played yet. As an example, like, that's considered sort of like a predecessor to the RPG. Some people consider it an RPG, but, you just sort of, like, push into enemies to attack them, And that's just such a foundationally different idea of attacking enemies than in games, let's say 2 years after that, you wouldn't have anything like that except for further games in that franchise. And Zelda 2 is part of that, Zelda 2 is one of those games that was very experimental and just kind of was never done again. I'm sure there are other games like Zelda 2. I think one actually just sort of came out on the Switch not too long ago. It was I didn't get it, but it was like a Wand of Gamelon parody kind of game. Like it was like a parody of the CDI games except made a little bit better, and the combat's a little bit better, so it's more Zelda 2-like. So those games still come out, but no other Zelda games like that. I wonder if it's a response to Dragon Quest. I'd have to really look at the dates, because again, things were happening so fast at that time. Zelda 2 was pretty early, and the experience system was built into the game. There's Horsehead Dead, not a big surprise. Not dropping the gem, which is a smart idea. Alright, and now Patrick has gotten religion as well. Alright, traiLZ is continuing on. You might as well pick up a key, that's pretty cool. He's not picking it up yet, though, because he wants to make sure he has it in his inventory. He's going to come back this way, potentially, after he's finished exploring in this direction. And then pick it up. Well, really? Because he still has to find... Oh wow, he's gonna grind. Wow, 100 point Mago? That's terrible. Mago's go up to like 500 points. Not a great grind spot, but I suppose this might be the best he's gonna get, so that's probably what he's thinking. Maybe he just wants to get one more level. Maybe... get above... I don't know. It's kind of got limited options in terms of leveling at this point. Just too bad it's only 100. Alright, and Patrick is dropping into 3 or 6 right now, like the Blue Palace. So, yeah, did not explore much further after he got religion from Palace 1. They still need to find the glove. They don't have the raft you know, for potentially getting across the ocean. It's a little difficult for me to keep track of the map. Okay, so this is Palace 3. It's a little bit difficult for me to keep track of the map. Oh, not getting the key. That's unfortunate. What if you come across the key door in GP? I guess he figures he might still be jumping in other palaces. Yeah, he does have to cross, that's right. Yeah, but Doozy, sorry, I kind of had like 3 half thoughts that were in close succession. You know what I'm saying about that is, yeah, I think Dragon Quest was first, but only by a couple months. And so they would have had to redesign a lot of the game if they had only inserted the leveling system after Dragon Quest. That's why I'd have to look at the specific dates, you know. If you want to talk about early RPGs, what I would be interested in seeing is the original Secret of Mana, or the original Seiken Densetsu. Square was working on a Seiken Densetsu before... What spells this? Okay, well, I should have been more observant. Yeah, Square was working on an RPG before Final Fantasy. They had to cancel it. And then after Dragon Quest came out, they started working on an RPG again, but they kind of shelved all their Seiken Densetsu ideas. I like that sort of stuff, you know, lost games, etc. Oh yeah, true, they both had the magical key. Yeah. You know, it's another very interesting game that's very early from that same kind of time period. King's Knight. Oh, it's the greatest room in the world. I'm not, you know, particularly, you know, biased or anything. There should be a better version of this room coming soon. A little bit easier for people. Nobody ever takes the bottom route. The bottom route is good if you have, like, you know, the hammer and down stab. Like, the more stabs you have, the faster it is. And there's a chance of refilling down there, but, you know, they're all pretty healthy right now. But yeah, King's Knight, that was a crazy game that Square made before Final Fantasy in Japan, although it came out after Final Fantasy in America. And that's a really cool game. It's like a shoot-'em-up RPG, or it's like a shoot-'em-up fantasy game. It's really cool, but it's like just kind of bad. Like, it's almost good. It's almost great, but it's actually kind of bad, but it's so close to being cool. Yeah, a lot of games back then were like that. Before, you know, Nintendo kind of flopped their pool noodle on the table with games like Zelda 2. And, you know, made everyone kind of sit up and start making consistently great games. Yeah. Zelda 2 was a Famicom Disk System game, that's right. Alright, so probably enough meandering. I should get to talking about the race a little bit. They're pretty much looking for the glove, I think. traiLZ actually, you know, I could see him going straight for Death Mountain. It's a risk, obviously, to go into Death Mountain. Sorry, not Death Mountain. traiLZ is probably looking for Great Palace right now. Patrick is clearly not. I think he is for sure looking for the glove, because he could have just turned in his gem in P1 and you know, started doing what traiLZ is doing. Yeah, traiLZ is also looking for items. Oh, that looks like the glove right there. So, yeah, paid off. Thank you, Artemis. I'm glad. But yeah, I kind of wish Square made like a King's Knight remake. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, it came out before Final Fantasy in Japan, and just slightly after Final Fantasy in America. So I think it was Seiken and Setsu. Okay, I think that they made adult games, like text games and like visual novels, and then they were sort of working on Seiken and Setsu, and then they canceled that, and they made King's Knight, then they made Final Fantasy after Dragon Quest. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, traiLZ has found what he was looking for. He doesn't have thunder though. Don't know yet if thunder is required. I don't think. Alan, if you're in chat, it's Thunderbird required is set to random, right? Sorry guys, this is my first time commentating this particular tournament, but you know, it's a Max Rando tournament. Oh, Thunderbird is required? Okay. That's a... yeah. I guess I could see why they would make Thunderbird required. Oh, no, it's not required. Okay. Yeah, sorry. It's set to random then. It is set to random. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of what I say sometimes. So I could definitely see traiLZ just going straight for GP. He is that kind of just, you know, blaze forward sort of racer. Yeah, but like not required is such a loaded term, right? Not necessarily required is kind of like the more correct way of putting it, because it could be required. Even if it's set to no, it could still just happen to be in the way the palace is built. Alright, I'm so glad Patrick found that pretty soon after traiLZ, so I'd say the races are pretty even. Patrick did waste a little bit of time in Palace 3. That was a good palace to search, however, because that Palace 3 is kind of one of the shorter and easier palaces. So this is smart to go in there. Although, of course, you can't tell if it's 3 or 6 as you first enter. Like, you gotta go in and find a window for the boss to repel. Could flute be required? Well, they started with flute, so it could be. Yeah, it was one of like their 4 starting things in their inventory. Okay, so we got some more magic. If traiLZ finds thunder, that might make him a little bit more confident. He could probably cast thunder if he had it right now. Because, yeah, not necessarily required. The flag can be switched off, but T-Bird could still be alive. Night Thunder is tied to fire? I thought it was life. I saw traiLZ testing it earlier and his life went up. I guess I'm mistaken though. You know, just shaking off the rust here. My commentator rust. Okay. Oh geez, I just noticed we're actually... I don't know why I didn't mention this earlier. Yes, we have Vanilla East. Except, well, it's Vanilla Shuffle East, rather. So they know the layout of everything. They're hoping that GP is not actually in its vanilla location, because that would suck. A little more experience? There we go. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like Vanilla Shuffled. It gets really wonky like this. Alright, there we go. More magic for Patrick as well. These two guys are kind of following each other's footsteps. Patrick is like, you know, maybe like a minute and a half, 2 minutes behind. That's not too bad, honestly, considering that we still have all the GP out of us. There's a palace! I mean, heck, that could be it. Nope. These. Okay, there's. Oh my god. What? All the palaces are in here? Oh man. Oh no, Patrick, turn around. Turn around. Okay, there's one more palace that I mean there's a 1 in 3 chance that Patrick was going the right way, but I guess he's turning around now. traiLZ did originally go up that way, so you know, same difference. Okay, hi Nukasudo. No hammer. Oh, but Patrick has it. Oh man, traiLZ missed his opportunity to check that spot. It could be under there. That would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it? Oh yeah, true. It's 3 palaces on this. The other, I consider Maze Island to be part of the Eastern Continent, but it's really not part of the same map. So you're right. Yeah. Yeah, so on this map, all 3 of them are in the same area. It might be on Maze Island, though. Or, you know, maybe... It's a really weird raft location. So, clearly, I don't think it's going to be a raft. Let me get a better look at that map. I was just saying, like, the raft seems like it might be just this thing, but... Because I didn't see like a cave leading to there. Oh, that's what it is? Raft in Death Mountain to cave to the 2 palace in Vod. Alright, that's interesting, guys. That's really cool. Wait, hold on. Did traiLZ end up in Nukasudo? Like the Nukasudo area? When he went up that way? I didn't see how he got in there, but Patrick went up that way, but he didn't go there, so he didn't check underneath the tree. Huh. Yeah, sorry, it's... I'm confused a little bit, but that's okay. You guys are with me, and, you know, you're keeping track of things. It would be pretty embarrassing. Okay, yeah, so I didn't see the cave there. I thought it had rolled into, like, a desert tile or something, or a road tile. Oh, but that's GP. Okay. So, yeah, there we go. traiLZ has found himself in the Great Palace, or the Pretty Good Palace, you know. I think it's pretty great. And immediately, traiLZ. Okay. I mean, it's the only way to be sure, right? Okay, cool. We got the glove. traiLZ did not pick up jump. So that would have been embarrassing. But I mean, we got fairy. It's fine. That's right. Man, traiLZ is kind of eating this house alive so far. And yeah, that Fire Link Thunder is really strong. Very low cost right now, even at Magic 5. Wow. And Patrick has also found his way. Alright, so... It's looking good for the competition. However, there haven't been any deviations in the palace yet. And that puts traiLZ at a distinct advantage. When there's a branch, you know, it's like a 50-50 flip if one of them is going to waste a bunch of time or not. Now, traiLZ did lose a life really early on, and he pressed forward, you know, probably because he had that extra he had all that experience and he wanted to get that level. That death could be a big old problem if this palace gets dangerous, because right now it kind of looks a little bit safe. It's getting a little more... Aw. Wow, one hit with a Fire Like Thunder on the red Focus. Okay. Yeah, you know, danger is kind of... When you got Fire Like Thunder, danger is not really on the menu so much, is it? Thank you for that, Artemis. 1:20. Yeah, that's doable, you know? And we did have a divergence right now. We did have a split. Trail's not taking any chances, transforming into Fairy. Did get bopped, though. So he might lose a life pretty soon. No more magic to heal himself or anything. He could cast Shield if he had it, but I don't think we got that. He might be able to afford Fire. And Fire will clear projectiles and stuff, but it can also get you into trouble if you're jumping. Oh, dangerous times. Yeah, unfortunately for Trails, that's basically a full room loss. If Patrick can not make mistakes like that, that puts him in a good position. Also, Patrick has... He's approaching his next level up, which is going to be life, right? So, if he loses a couple more bars, and then he gets like another 600 experience, 550 experience or so, 540 experience, yeah, then he'll be able to basically get effectively a free life out of it by refilling his life by choosing that selection. So, we have a few advantages on Patrick's side, even though Trails is ahead. However, he is taking the same route that Trails did, which was good leading up to GP. Oh no. Okay, well that's unfortunate for Patrick. You know, I like my close games. I like my hair's breadth, my hair's width sort of situations at the end. You know, photo finishes. He just lost probably, you know, most of a room there. Like 60% or 70% of a room. And a life. I have a feeling Trails is almost there, though. I have a feeling they're on the right path and Trails is almost there. Do you feel it? Do you feel Dark Link calling? That ground level lava, I hate this. Oh, I couldn't cast Fairy? Okay. Yeah, jump would have been nice, but hey, what you gonna do? Oh, you know, it'd be kind of cool. Like a spell like fire, except instead of fire, you shoot like blocks, like the crumble blocks, the breakable blocks. You shoot them out like beams, so you can like jump on them and stuff. Like they go forward and then just kind of stop in midair. That would be cool. But yeah, this is Thunderbird. No magic, so we're gonna have to take a death here. If we're planning on going through. But, man, how much... Oh my god, all those lives. Ah! Yeah, okay. Trails is definitely not dying to Thunderbird or anything else in this palace with that many lives in reserve. So it just comes down to speed, and, you know, maybe Patrick's going to take a different direction. Although he has replicated Trails in a lot of ways. I think he might have split off from Trails' path. And as we mentioned earlier, like, Thunderbird can be in the way of Dark Link, although not necessarily. So this is not necessarily the correct route. But hey, you know what? This might put him close to a level. For what it's worth. Oh, and a P bag. Okay, 900 points. So we're not close to that next level yet, but it's cool to have. Oh, you want to cast Thunder here, don't you? But you don't have the magic. Yep, we're just gonna plow through it. You know, losing most of your health bar is certainly better. Oh my god. What is with this? That was a fun room. Alright, yeah. Okay, guys. This race is over. I mean, it's possible that Dark Link could kill me, but he's got like 3 lives in reserve, so yeah, he should be good. Boom. And done. Excellent job. traiLZ picking up that 3rd win against Patrick. You know, traiLZ is a multi time grand champion, so you know he would beat the snot out of me. But this is actually a pretty close race. Like Patrick's only a few minutes behind. All right, and we got Maria and Alucard there. Wow. Yep. Okay, here is Thunderbird for Patrick. So following the same route as traiLZ was good. Oh, never once lost? Never dropped a single game, huh? That's pretty good. Maybe I should enter the tournament. Wait, it's too late, isn't it? One more hit. There it is. What do you guys say that Shantae is a Zelda 2 like? Magic. Oh, okay. There he is!
Hey, what's up, guys?
Well, you know, that was a pretty quick seed, don't you think?
Yeah, those kind of seeds scare the heck out of me, man.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick actually was taking a very similar path to you. I guess, you know, with the East Continent being vanilla shuffled, that's not too hard to predict, but yeah, he's at Dark Link right now.
Yeah, I saw he was fighting Thunderbird when I finished. I peeked over at his stream and he was about to enter the Thunderbird room. But wow, man, what a close race. I mean, I feel like I dilly-dallied a little bit too much on the West, but as soon as I saw that glove on and I found out that Thunder was linked to Fire and I saw that glove on Maze Island, man, I was like, I have to find GP now, you know?
Yeah. It's a good thing you did, because, I mean, you know, Patrick, he just finished, so that's a very good time as well. So 2 minutes and, or sorry, a minute and something seconds.
Holy smokes, man, what a close race.
Yeah.
GG's, Patrick.
Yeah, you too.
It looks
Yeah,
like
it's a
about
lot
90
close.
seconds.
No, it's a 2.5 minutes.
Oh, it's 2.5?
Oh.
Okay, yeah, 2.5.
Still, it's very close.
Yeah, very close. Holy crap. What a seed. Did you
Yeah.
decide to do Palace 1 first also?
I did one, but then bailed out as soon as I found the cross, and then went and cleared 3 instead. So, yeah, I generally don't like to, if I'm looking for the glove, I don't finish at Palace if I find the item early. So, yeah, that probably was the 2 minutes.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I grinded in one for a second because there were some Mago Drippers. They were only worth 100, but I found some right after Horsehead. So I grinded the next level and then I placed a gem.
Yeah, with one
Yeah,
gem,
the
you don't have many
Drippers and the
opportunities.
other palaces were 200 each.
Oh man, that sounds like a much better grind.
Wow, yeah. I mean, you guys were kind of like, at the very beginning, you kind of like went in slightly different directions. But pretty soon after that, Patrick was pretty much in your footsteps, Trails. Just a few steps behind. Of course, he lost a little bit of time in 3, and you lost a little bit of time here and there as well. But
did he go in the Valley of Death first also?
Yeah, he did the same thing as here. He searched up the path to the Valley of Death, and then he went back down, like you did, into the valley itself. Right?
Yeah, when I saw GP in that little area, I was like, I have to find that cave.
Yeah, that was not friendly.
Yeah, I went through both double pass-through caves, the VOD and the Bonner Pass, and then I went through finally the right one, the single screen pass-through cave with flying enemies.
Yeah, I think I was 3 pass-throughs as well to get to it. But yeah, I mean, it seemed like once you find the glove, everything just kind of like the glove was on the normal path, so it didn't despite being a 1 gem seed, I'm not that surprised. It was a pretty close race.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was really nothing that could have stopped you guys in GP, right? You started with upstab, and I think you guys got downstab, right? So
yeah, in the ferry.
Yeah, ferry was free, thunder was free. It was not a bad seed for a 1 gemmer.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been a lot worse.
That had to be a short in GP.
There were a few forks, right? But
there was only one, and if you went left, it wasn't Thunderbird, and if you went right, a few rooms in, and it was Thunderbird. It was a very linear GP.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean that kind of played to your strengths. I mean, I would normally say that played to your strengths, Trails, because at least it played to your position, because the more divergences there are in GP, kind of the less certain an advantage in GP is. So so that helped, but you two had very similar routing, so I think it would have turned out the same either way.
What were the GP entry times?
Oh boy, sorry, I didn't write that down, but yeah, you came in about a minute and something. Let's see, yeah, a minute and 20 seconds apart.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I guess Patrick lost a few seconds inside GP itself if he finished 2.5 minutes behind you, but that's not a huge thing. Yeah. Yeah, Erdemes is saying you went in there somewhere in the 26 mark, and Patrick went in the 28, somewhere in the 28 mark.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, there wasn't really much to this. I mean, once you saw the 3 palaces on the west, and then you dove into... The only thing you could do was Maze Island, and there's the glove. There's only one more thing you can do, and that's just go right to the east. That's directly connected to Maze Island. Yeah, it wasn't too much. Oh yeah, wait a minute. There was that Death Mountain. Was there... Am I getting 2 seats mixed up?
But it wasn't a cave, so even that wasn't that bad.
Death Mountain was like a Maze Island pass-through, wasn't it? Or...
Yeah, but both of the caves we already knew about, so the path to the east was either going to be the bridge or the raft, and we didn't have the raft, so it was, just a matter of finding the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so it was a pretty fun one to commentate. So I appreciate that from you guys. That is your 3rd win here, Trails.
Yeah, how many more rounds of Swiss is there? 2 more?
I think usually, there's 5, right?
I think it might only be 1 this time. 1 more, that is.
Oh, yeah, 4?
Because I think there are fewer entrants, right?
Yeah, there's about 1/3 of the entrants that there was in the standard.
Yeah, I mean, Max Rando is usually less than standard, but still, it'd be nice if there were a few more people in.
Says the person not entered.
See, I can't pretend around you guys because you guys were racing when I was racing. Oh man, but
Yeah, Nightcrawler used to join all the Max Rando tournaments, so I remember when he used to join back in the day.
yeah, yeah. It's been a while since I raced though. Like even in a friendly kind of environment, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I could get back in and be in not the bottom at least.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I seem to remember you knocking me out of a race. I remember one specifically, it was a one-hit KO race. I think it was a weekly. We just decided to do something crazy and we did a one-hit KO. And I died on Thunderbird. It was a long GP too. I
I
died on Thunderbird. And or I died on Dark Link, I'm sorry. I took a game over to Dark Link. It was my last life. And
I'll
I'm
tell you
like,
what, that
dang
was
it.
scary.
And then you sniped me.
Yeah, but I mean, this was before you were, the undisputed grand champion. I mean, you were getting up near the top though. You were. It was like you and RCS kind of fighting for it at that point, right?
Yeah, this is probably 2018, 2019 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember
It
that.
was
Like,
so long ago, but I remember being so upset I wanted to snap my controller in half, because it was a long GP. It took a really long time to find Dark Link, and then I finally found him, and I had the path, but on my way back, you finished in first place, and I was like, dang it.
it was stressful as heck because I'm really not that good at doing. I really wasn't that good at doing Dark Link without getting hit at all. I mean, because I think you still had hit him 8 times, even though it's one hit KO.
Yeah.
But Patrick, what do you think? You want to do a one hit KO race sometime with Trails?
Long
No,
GP.
no thanks.
Yeah, that was literally back when we would be like, what is the worst possible thing we can do, and then let's do it. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Turn
that
all the
race took
terrible
us.
settings on.
I think it was over 3 hours for that match. If
I
I'm not
think it
mistaken.
was almost 3 hours. I think it
Okay.
was like 2.5 or something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
It's
it was
so
a rough one.
frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was fun at the same time. You had to like memorize every room.
Yeah, and in
You,
one hit KO, like your sword levels and your life levels don't matter for anything.
yeah, well, your sword kills everything in one hit too. That
Yeah,
was the thing. That
exactly.
was the caveat. One hit KO for you, but also everything goes down, even Thunderbird in one hit.
Yeah, but
So
not
all
Dark
you had
Link.
to do, yeah, just not Dark Link. So yeah, if you hit Thunderbird once with Thunder, and then you hit him one time with your sword, and he's gone. But yeah, Dark Link was the real final boss in that mode.
For sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you know, you are. I think you're pretty clear for a good seed position. Um, in this Max Rando tournament trails. You think you're going to take the next one?
I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. Who's
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's going to be no spoilers in the restream chat or whatever with people in chat possibly not knowing. But I was gonna say who's 3-0.
I think that's you, right? No.
Well, there's
Yeah, I don't have it pulled up right now. I'm sorry to
I can
see.
find it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I meant to pull it up before I came into a comm, but in my head I mixed the times up, so I kind of came in last second.
Well, I'm gonna sign off. Thanks for coming, Nightcrawler, and thanks for restreaming and tracking Tommeltech and VT, I think.
Yeah, man.
And good game again.
Hey,
Yeah,
GG's, man.
you did a great job, man. Like you would have easily like whooped my butt in that seed. I would not have gotten a time like that.
Yeah, I think you would have probably
Okay.
kicked most people's asses in that seed.
Oh, thanks. Have a good night, folks. Thanks again.
Take care.
Hey, you too, man. See ya.
All right. Well, I think that just about does it. I mean, you can look that up later, right?
Yeah, I'll look it up later. Thanks, guys, for everything. Catch you guys next week.
Take care, man.
Good
Talk to you
night.
next time.
Hey, you too. See you, man. Thanks.
Nightcrawler, thank you for coming out in the comment for us.
Of course.
VT, who I think took off Thank you for tracking and for setting everything up while I went and used the restroom. Uh, thank you to chat for coming out, and I hope everyone has a good rest of the day. I'm going to send this over to the auditors because that's what I want to do, and we'll get out of here.